Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most. Be very careful. Be very careful who you try to help. Our people are a dysfunctional set of people, majority of them, and helping them can be very dangerous to your health. It can be dangerous to your life, your livelihood. It can be dangerous to your business. I've told my people before that, because they say stuff like, SouFlo, why don't you do videos and promote this or promote that or speak about this or speak about that? So long story short, I took it upon myself recently to do a video because I do a lot of immigration videos, right? And even though I am furnishing my audience with information that is valuable to them or their family members, like all the new updates to the immigration laws, and so on and so forth. Things that might have slipped in that they didn't even realize happened. I get a lot of thank you and I respect those people. But there are some people who really believe that, move on, go ahead. You're going like say far enough for you alone. They don't even listen to the video, because if they listen, they would know that, oh man, he's actually trying to help, right? Anyhow, check this out. Y'all know where I stand on deportation. I recently did a video about a brother named Chadwick Jackson. I am going to put all the links right down there so you can click those links and see how many entities carry this same story of Chadwick Jackson fighting to not be deported back to Jamaica. Okay? I recently did a video where I used him as a good example of two things. For one, I said to myself, how can I use my platform to benefit my people? What I'm not realizing is that sometimes my people don't see themselves as my people. You know what I'm saying? You're in the wrong skin. Them feel like other people can help them more than you can, and you better not even speak about their story. So this is what happened. I was using my platform to say, one, when they are deporting our people from their country back to Jamaica, right? Or back to the Caribbean. For instance, the UK press and their home office that runs their immigration stuff, they will release stuff to the media that says a plane full of criminals are heading back to Jamaica. This causes a stir and a panic, because Jamaicans already are saying, yo, we're already full up of crime and violence down here. And now you're going to send a plane full of criminals, tried, tested, and proven criminals here. All that's going to do is add to the crime situation, correct? All right. So I took it upon myself to find the backstory for some of these people and let my audience know that these people are not criminals like the press is saying. Chadwick Jackson was a perfect example. The man wasn't involved in no criminal activities in the UK. He wasn't. And I used this story to also say, let's try to lift the stigma. Because you know in Jamaica, oh yeah, deportee. Yeah man, workless deportee boy, them go foreign and, you know, frig up them chances and, pardon me, I'm trying to stay hydrated. Frig up them chances and now them want people feel sorry for them, all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to lift that stigma off that as well. And I figured he was the right person to use. Also, I took a stand and I said that anybody who's getting deported from the UK, if you're a big person when you went over there, you already know what life is like in Jamaica, what hardships you had faced there, what made you leave and go overseas and decide to stay or run off or whatever you did while you were over there. If you went over there and you messed up your chances by not maximizing your potential using all the things they have in place, further your education, get a good job somewhere, save up some money. You might not even be a good job. It might just be the fact that you can actually work 2 jobs. You understand? Location, location. I know people here that work at a McDonald's and then a Burger King, and they're right on the same street. Hustle, man, a hustle. So what they do is they'll be at the McDonald's for 8 hours and then they go 3 buildings over, switch uniform at Burger King, and it's funny to see. And then they'll be at a gas station across the street on their weekends or days off. 3 jobs. And this person is hustling, and they're hustling with goals in mind. Like, you know what? I came here, I'm an immigrant. I don't have the proper education and status to get into no big fancy job or anything, but I'm going to work my way up. And while I'm working these 3 jobs, I'm paying my bills, I'm maintaining myself, I'm sending some money home to help mama with her medical bills or whatever else, help her take care of my brothers and sisters or whatever else. At the same time, I'm saving money and I'm sending myself to school. I've seen people do it. I've seen females come and went from CNA, Certified Nursing Assistant, to a LPN, Licensed Practitioner, Nurse, and then to a BN, Nursing, have a bachelor's in nursing, and now has a master's degree in nursing. I've seen people work up, so I applaud these people. And I always say, look, if they left Jamaica, grown age, big man and big woman age, and went overseas and messed up, right? Got involved in criminal activities and got caught up, you already know what it was. So ride it out to the end. Deport their asses. I've said that. I'm all for those people. Deport them, because they're over there making us look bad. You know what I'm saying? And that stigma that they put, oh, you're Jamaican, you know, deport them and make some better people come use the opportunities. But what I see going on that I don't agree with is Jamaicans that leave Jamaica at an early age. You're leaving Jamaica at 10 years old, 9 years old, 8 years old, 7 years old. There was a story of a man that left at 4 years old. And now you're trying to send this person back in their 30s and 40s. And they have never been back to Jamaica. They have never visited. They have never ever been back. They have nothing there. Their family members moved away and are residing in a country that's trying to throw them out. In Chadwick Jackson's case, that is his case. He left Jamaica at 10 years old. He don't remember anything about Jamaica pretty much, right? He is 20-something years old now, almost 30, and he has been in the UK for more years than he has been in Jamaica. Majority of his years on earth has been spent living in the UK. So I said, this is a perfect example again of someone that they should not send back. Because what's he going to go back to Jamaica to do? Be a burden on the society there? He doesn't know how the culture functions. He doesn't know how the country functions, right? Chadwick did not take lightly to me covering his story. So he wrote me a bunch of emails mainly to take his picture down, right? And I told him, I said, I'm still going to run your story, but I respect the fact that your image is your image. So if someone had my image somewhere and was telling a story, I don't care if they want to tell the story, but if I found it displeasing and I called them and I said, hey man, could you take my image off? We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Take my image off. I don't appreciate it. And they took the image off, then I respect that. And I do that for people as well. What I do find though is that majority of the people that call me offended, telling me to take their image down, are Jamaican people. And they do that even though I can show them 4, 5, 6, 7 other news entities that carry the same story. They don't call those people and tell them take their image down. They never gave those people permission to put it up. They never shared their story with those people, but them have strength for me. So, like I said, one time one woman actually almost got my channel in some big hot water with YouTube. I was under restrictions, couldn't go live for a long time and all this other stuff because woman called YouTube and claimed say I'm violating their rights, and then it had to go under review and that kind of stuff. And I cleared the review and then didn't have to worry about it anymore. But just to save the headache, I take their stuff down. So Chadwick writes me and he says, I have been informed that you have been using footage of me, which not only do you not own, can also cause damage to my reputation. I kindly request that you remove it, and I have no choice but to seek advice on this matter if we cannot work together to get this resolved. Yours sincerely, Chadwick. Okay, I responded back and I said, okay Chadwick, I don't have a problem with your claim. I will remove your image, but I will tell the story because it is a public story, and I will tell my audience where to go and find the same exact story from exactly where I got it from and exactly how I told it. I didn't pretty up his story. I didn't change anything. I got it exactly from where I got it from, and then I sent him Three of the top links, three big news entities that carried his story. MSN.com carried his story. Huffington Post carried his story. He claims he spoke to the journalist at Huffington Post. Okay, you didn't speak to MSN. MSN carried the story. Pressfrom.info carried the story. I sent him all those links, right? And I said, here are three links to three major news entities that have your story and your image. I told your story just as they told it. And not only that, I used your story for a base of argument that people like you who left Jamaica so young should not be sent back. I was being an advocate for you and arguing on your behalf, raising public awareness and rallying support for you on your behalf. And you tell me to take it down because it can be damaging. Explain to me how it can be damaging when all these other big news entities carry the same exact story. It's amazing to me the level of ignorance amongst my people. The ones you try to help are so deep in ignorance that they are offended by your attempt to help them because they cannot see that it is help you are giving. Answer me this one question. How is my video damaging to you, but all these other news entities are not damaging to you? And I am sure you did not give them permission to run that story, and you did not tell them to take it down. I await your reply. And he replied and he said, I have been in touch with the same journalist and I sent her my images as my case is being managed. Your video was sent to me by family members. At no point did you contact me. So yes, I give Huffington Post permission to tell my story. Your audience is wild and judgmental and gaslighting. This is my audience he's talking about. The same thing that you are claiming to try and stop is happening in abundance. Go into the comment section of the videos and watch what they are writing about me. A so-called ally like you has done nothing to quell this. And you don't interact with your audience to stop this. Wow, I don't interact with my audience to stop it. I have mentally health challenges. I autistic. Day-to-day life is very hard for me to conduct. So you tell me how you are trying to help me exactly. You have sent one link. Where are the other two? Either you do this the easiest way possible or we can do it the difficult way. With gratitude, Chadwick. That's what he responded. And I responded like this. I said, you don't have to make any threats. There is no hard way. I sent you 3 links to the story and I am sure you were not in touch with any of those journalists. Google it and you will see that more than 5 different news media houses carry the same story with the same pictures. I am the one you have strength for. Like I said, I will take your story down, but I will continue the discussion with my audience about your case because it is a public matter and you cannot stop me from talking or discussing a public matter. Your image are yours and I respect that. So I will remove that from my site, but I will send my audience to all the other places where your story is published. Good luck on your journey and I wish you all the success. Then I proceeded to send him more links to more places that carries his story. Another place called Flipboard.com, and this time I resent the MSN.com and all the others. That's 5 links I've sent. And with each one I said, I am sure you did not contact them and give them permission, but okay. From Flipboard, I guess you contacted them and gave them permission as well, right? Is what I said. You can go Google them and you will find the rest. Like I said, I used your story to make my point that people like you who left Jamaica so young and were raised in the UK should not be sent back to Jamaica because that is cruel and it is non-productive. I spoke on your behalf and I also used the video to tell people that the stigma that we have placed on those deported, that they are all criminals back to Jamaica, as the UK press calls them when they are deporting them, Here is the perfect example. They are all not criminals like the UK press says when they are deporting them. Here is a perfect example of someone that is not a criminal and refuses to be that type. I hope I spoke on your behalf and you and others like you, and you still cannot see how I was helping? Shaking my head. You don't want to see how I was helping. You read the comments and you were offended because you were focused on the bad comments. There were many good comments there, and these people and a lot of people spoke on your behalf, but you ignored them to focus on the bad comments. Like I said, I will still run the story, just without your image, because I respect your right to say you don't want your image on my channel. Good luck to you again, and peace. Listen, what I find my Jamaican people doing, he's not the first person. What they do is they threaten to have my channel taken down off YouTube. They threaten to get a lawyer and file suit for defamation of character. They threaten to complain to YouTube that I am violating their rights and their privacy and I am illegally using whatever image or whatever. So when people contact me and say take their stuff down, I just take it down. You know what I'm saying? So when you guys see some stories disappear sometimes, it's because that's the matter. In his case though, I feel the need to actually tell people who he is, Chadwick Jackson, and give you the links to go see his story. Because really and truly, this was bigger than him. He's just an example. You know what I'm saying? And I still believe that those who left Jamaica at a young age, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-olds them, and you're trying to send them back in their 30s, 40s, and 50s when they had never been back to the country and they no longer have links there, no family there. I think that it is immoral. I think that it is wrong. I think that it is cruel. I think that it should not be done. And I also think that if there are big grown-ass people who left Jamaica, went overseas, did wrong, involved themselves in crimes and illegal activities, send their asses back. I support that as well. Anyhow, it's sad to see that our people always have strength for us. We are so quick to destroy each other that we can't even see when one is trying to help the other. And this is the reason why when people say, SouFlo, why don't you talk about this or talk about that? That is why I skip the topic. I prefer go do a music review, because you know what? What happens when I do a music review or when I do some frivolous story? YouTube put mad commercials on there and I make some money off of it. When I do stories like these, they don't get commercialized and I don't make no money off of them. I'm doing it as a social justice kind of thing. I'm doing it to raise awareness kind of thing. I'm doing it speaking out on behalf of. Thinking I'm helping, but realizing that my people don't see it as help. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, I'm going to leave this right here. Be very careful who you reach your hand out to help. You might stretch your hand out to help somebody, think you're giving them something to help them, and then when you pull back a nub because they done removed your whole arm. Real story. It's SouFLoTV, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I'm out. Peace.